Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer Fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the old world. As usual, I'm one of your hosts, Gomo. I'm back, and I'm with Andrew and no Josh. Sorry, he's on the thumbnail, but he's not here as expected. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. Everyone's got to wait for me. I had like camera problems, and then I had internet problems, and I'm like, what is going on? I thought I fixed all this, but no, it's half fixed. So yeah,
and I'm nearly falling asleep. So yeah, it's lucky we actually were able to start the stream. I'm a wuss, man. I was just saying, I already told you. I think we were going to do the normal Monday one, and then about 3 days ago, I don't know what day it was. I messaged you and went, "Nah, let's do Tuesday," because I saw that you guys pushed back last week's. Was it last week? God,
yeah.
I don't know what day it is. The Tuesday, and I thought, I guess we could do that because we've kept it Mondays for so long, and then when you guys did that, I went, cool, let's just push this one to Tuesday too. And it's still, I'm still friggin', I don't know what it is. I can go to America and be fine, and I'm fine, and then I come back. I don't know if it's something to do with flying west or you're up all day.
Excited. You're going somewhere. You're like, oh, it's something new. You're like, yeah. Then you get home, you're like, oh.
Yeah, it could be that. But it's also, I think it's got to be something to do with it. Like, all the flights are like 10:30 at night. So you get up, you got an entire day, then you fly 15 hours, and then you land in the beginning of the day, and then you're not supposed to go to bed. So suddenly it just feels like you're up for 3 days. So, anyway, the joys of international travel. But anyway, I'm back. Haven't done jack all hobby and all that sort of stuff for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. So we'll see how it goes. But I did want to chat a little bit, as you saw the main topic up there about terrain, because it sort of came up before I left. Hey, like I sent you the WTC map pack that I saw on a bat rep, which I'll give a shout out as when we get into that. But then obviously when I got here yesterday, my pre-order had arrived for what's it called? The Shadow. What's it called? Shadow. God, I can't remember. The Storm Shadow Dragon, bloody whatever it is. The Arcane Journal. The second.
Oh
one.
yeah.
And it's got obviously some train stuff as well. So that's when I thought, well, let's just wrap this up, have a bit of a chat about it, and all that sort of stuff. Have you seen much on the interwebs? Because I haven't been keeping track. There's people been talking about any of the changes, because there's not much changes, but there's a few little things in that book, and there's a narrative section. And has there been anything YouTube related?
I've been living in a bubble. Like I haven't actually, yeah. Well, that, and there's a lot of stuff going on, like in the news and whatnot. Obviously, everyone knows. It's just I don't know. I've sort of been not with that as such, but just sidetracked with other stuff, and so yeah, no, I have not seen, but I have been looking into some of the stuff going on with the comp that you're going to be discussing. It's about as far as I've gone, and I haven't seen too much else.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think maybe it's a little bit too that there's just been so many Arcane Journals drops, and then there seems to be Worlds, and then there was like Masters in Australia that everyone's like, it hasn't all settled back down to what's everyone playing and stuff. So maybe it's a bit of that. I don't know.
Marcus said it's pretty flat. People are a bit pissed off about probably what's in it. Right. In the Cathay, the new Arcane Journal.
Yeah, in terms of just, I mean, really, there's a couple of little things. I mean, we went through it, so I won't go through the whole journal stuff obviously today. But obviously, you've taken a pretty solid army, and I mean, it's not a very fat army, but it's good at what it can do, and then you're giving it some more toys as well. So it's probably
a few expensive toys. You're good.
Having said that, people point this to me. If you've got it, I'd love to see. Leave a comment, links, all that sort of stuff. Is there any bat rep out there, or even if it's a Warhol bat rep, because it probably is, of an oppressive game with the 5 balloons as well? I haven't actually seen one. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen results, obviously, old world rankings. But certainly the ones I've run into in terms of some of either the games I've played, which isn't only one against Cathay.
Yeah.
But then you played. Was it just you or Josh played as well? I can't remember. You definitely played Cathay.
Yeah,
both but in Australia, you're never going to see that many balloons. I mean, we'll probably comp it out of there anyway. I mean,
well, Jelly had some good points from his game against the balloons.
Yep.
So yeah, that's definitely something to watch about the old Cathay and the balloons. So yeah, he gave a really good.
So watch episode 109 is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I haven't got through it all yet, so I'll do that.
Well, you're a bit busy, but yeah, he definitely he discusses it quite well. He did quite well, I think, for having a bit more of a balanced army compared to some of the other ones. But yeah, I won't spoil it, but Cathay does quite well.
Yeah. No, that's cool. But yeah, I just not that I want to play that stuff, but I just for a bit of fun. I just want to see, not fun with inverted commas, but it is what it is. We'll probably talk more Cathay running a little bit to my hobby as well. But yeah, that's basically what we got on. Mark just also said, having to say Jelly and Jayon was really good. They're both excellent. Yeah, it was really good. I mean, thanks for doing that too, Andrew. So I think at the time we've been wanting to get Jay on for ages. That the only thing with Jay, I thought it'd be so funny to do like a comedy series one day. Get to do a bit of a skit.
It was super early.
Although you probably got that. Yeah.
Because it was so early. Well, obviously for both of them. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's hard to get those East Coasts, especially at the moment.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks, it won't be. Once they're on daylight, they're off daylight and we're on daylight saving, it becomes a little easier, I think. But anyway, all good. Well, before we kick into the main topic, just if you are seeing the stream, like, subscribe, add some comments, like the stream too if you're actually on there live. And like I said, join in the conversation. Angela's Dark is in there. Obviously, Mark Langley. Always two of our biggest patrons and followers. And I know we're on our non-normal Monday night Australian stream time. So I don't know. Did you notice that last week, Andrew? Was it a bit quieter on the Tuesday because it's not our normal? We didn't really notice.
Maybe a smidge, yeah. Yeah, it is a bit quieter.
If you want to share stuff, if anything comes out relevant and you want to share stuff, we'll try. There's only two of us here, so manning all the controls is a little bit harder. Andrew keeps track of the chat. We do have the Discord channel, Old World Fanatic. What's it called? OWF World Fanatics, Old World Fanatics live stream chat on the channel there if you want to share anything during the stream. I'll try keep an eye on it, but you might have to leave us a comment as well to tell us if you've thrown anything in there. Cool. Well, with that, the patrons and all that will get their questions and shout outs half time. We'll get on to the main topic, I guess. Andrew, is that cool? You got anything else to bring up? Oh, cool. No. Okay. Well, I did take some photos of, because again, I don't even know. You don't buy everything, do you? So I buy everything, like all the at least all the rules and stuff. And occasionally, for some of them, I'll even buy, which is dumb. But like, look, if I get a PDF eventually or an EPUB off someone, I'll take it. But if they don't, I'm okay with buying the EPUB off Games Workshop, just so I've got the actual proper high quality one. I've noticed only the actual Arcane journals are there. Like the match play doc's not there, and I doubt this one. I was like, C is not in there either. So I don't know if it's a bit weird that they've only EPUB or digitized those ones. Yeah. So yeah, weird. But anyway, I don't have a good copy of it, so I just took some screenshots. But I don't know if anyone knows any more about that. It's a bit weird that unless they're bringing them out so quick, they haven't been able to EPUB them in time. It's a bit weird. Oh, ASB, look at that. Straight up with the question. Empire Arcane Journal when? Yeah, good. Cool. I need to... ASB asked me about my airbrush stuff. I think he needs some airbrushing done. I will get back to you, Angus. I've got you unread in my messages because I just haven't had a chance.
Keep stalking ASB on Warhammer Buy Swap Sell. Keep selling all this stuff. I want to buy all this stuff. He was selling some Chaos Knights, and I'm like, oh, it's like a week too late. I already bought another match.
I didn't see that. I'll have to check that, man. Oh, maybe I should get some. ASB, weren't you selling some 40K on that the other day? I didn't realize.
Yeah, he wanted to buy some.
Oh, no, he's bought. That's
painting competition.
Oh,
allegedly.
That's funny. Yeah, he's after his Tomb Kings, so kind of interesting. Yeah, if I had more time, I'd commission paint, but it's really not worth it, is it? Anyway, we'll see. Let's get onto some terrain chatter then. So before we get, so basically the Arcane Journal, the new one, I don't even know what we call it, but I know it's got a name, but I should have, where is that book? Hang on.
Oh.
There it is. Just so I have it in case I haven't PDF. Dawn of the Storm Dragon. That's it. This one. I wanted to just say, well, what's your thoughts on the actual terrain just out of the book, I guess? Like in terms of your experience with, we've got out of the book, like Warhammer Old World, which has some rules around how you generate terrain, well, you know, how you set up a battlefield and stuff. And it's got certain things. And then I guess the other thing that's probably standard, I'll say, is the square-based terrain layouts and all that sort of stuff. That's been pretty standard. Not every tournament does it, but certainly people borrow and, you know, like the Spring Fling and all that, they always use a lot of the square-based map stuff, but then add a few little changes in and all that sort of things. And then you had the Match Play book come out as well, which had, I can't remember if it was any terrain, but it's certainly more deployment stuff, setups and things like that. How are you finding all that? Like, what was your big changes, especially compared to old editions? Is there anything, like, I thought that might be a good way to start.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's a bit mishmashy, like all together as well, because it's kind of like, it's like this thing where you're saying, and everyone's saying now, it's like, oh, you got this book and this book and this book. It's like, it's kind of, it's funny how you got to, you know, take things out of different books to a certain degree. But yeah, it is good. Obviously, it was, as you were discussing, it was quite, the original rule set was just a bit basic. Well, it was okay, but it was a bit basic. And then obviously, you know, with Match Play and, you know, coming into this now, giving you a bit more randomness, which is good. And then some additional rules. It's, yeah, I liked, because I remember reading the actual, when the game came out, the two things I really liked, well, one thing, real simple, but doesn't affect anything, is the whole, what was it called? Battlefield decorations. I thought was a cool little thing to add in, which was at least giving you that idea that you can litter lots of stuff over your battlefield, make it look cool, but then just move out of the way. Yeah.
I think that, even though that's not really, it obviously doesn't affect the game, I thought that was a pretty cool little thing. But I think there was a massive winner with the way the dangerous terrain, difficult terrain stuff worked with the dice. I thought that was, and I think that is, and has proven to be quite powerful and a tactical thing. So if you're not used to it, when you realize how you can play with that, make people charge you on the shortest path through that, drop a dice, you know, -1 movement, that sort of stuff. I think it's been really good. My only negative is it's like the only card they have in the pack. So like, it seems like every terrain thing, it's either nothing or it's count. It does that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's a whole linear obstacle thing, which I guess maybe we will go into that. I don't know. Which is a whole nother set of rules, which now has caused 3 different FAQs on it, and no one still doesn't know how it works. I don't know if you guys talked about that or not too much as well anymore, but I think those 2 things was a good platform to build off.
Yeah.
And things like woods, like, you know, like we've talked about this before. Actually, someone just might have mentioned this. 8th had the random type of woods, which a lot of people didn't like either. Yeah. I was just about to say, though, I think it felt like 6th Ed and all that struggled with getting the rules right and actually caused issues, especially with woods. Couldn't even like get through them. Yeah. And then 8th, they were basically invisible. And so now I felt like in Old World they've done a good job and they've got a good base to work with. And now there's these extra things that are on top of it, which might add a bit more flavor, which will be cool because then it's not, I don't know. I just felt like it's good rules, but it feels like it's getting a little bit much the muchness, like sameness. And so it'd be cool if there was a little bit more variety somehow. And hopefully some of these things that we'll talk about, you know, could go a little bit that way, I guess.
More variety, but hopefully not too many more rules.
Well, yeah, and it's a really good point because it's like the problem is if it's too confusing, it's fucking annoying. You can't work it out. Like tournaments and all that, especially when you're playing a tournament. it's already confusing. Like it's already like fast, heaps to do, not much time to do it in. And if you don't know, if you can't remember the rules straight off, then it's a little annoying. So I get there's a bit of a balancing act there for sure. Anyway, cool. That's sort of where we're coming from, I guess. Now, okay, we'll just get into this. People have just brought it up. Obviously, ASB said, where was it? Where did he say that? Symmetrical terrain is awful. And then, look, the cool thing is, I think I'm just trying to find this on my other screen here. Didn't Squarebase also bring out that it's not just they've got the non-symmetrical layouts as well, I think. So I think there's both options, even if you're going with the Squarebase layouts. And pretty sure nowhere in Games Workshop they talk about symmetrical, correct? I think it's just...
I haven't seen anything about it.
Yeah. And Mark Langley said, symmetrical is a big no-no. It looks rubbish as well. And pretty sure, like when I open up the WTC pack, it's not symmetrical. So I think I'm all for like the planned layout. Well, I was going to say I wasn't initially for the planned layouts. Like fucking 40K is just broken with that. Like not broken, I mean, it actually works, but it just turns it into like
it looks gross.
Everyone's just got these L-shaped. And did you guys see? You did. I think it was. Did someone post this on our Patreon? The WTC thing made in Perspex. Did you see that somewhere? Was that on our Patreon or have you seen that? Well, you haven't, obviously. If me saying that, you know how it's all L-shaped terrain. So someone then brought out L-shaped, full, clear Perspex versions of everything, so you can still see everything. But the buildings are there Perspex, so you know where they are as well. And it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's just like, it's like, what the hell? Yeah. Anyway, that's funny. Someone tell them to take the comment down. What's that about?
What, Michael? The comment was on the screen.
Oh, sorry.
That's all good.
Oh, it was too big covering stuff up.
Michael just wanted to see your face, I reckon.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. Fair enough. Cool.
Gomo fix.
I tried changing the cameras around here because there's only two of us, but if it's annoying, put it back. You have to look at Gomo, put it back. Fair enough. Cool. Sorry. And I'm going to be really slow and rambly because I'm just fucking half asleep. But anyway, so I thought the symmetrical stuff and the not symmetrical stuff and then the layout, like having a prescribed layout, I thought was going to annoy me a bit. But I feel like actually I don't mind them as long as there's enough variety and you can move them around and that they're not symmetrical. So I don't know. It feels like Australia's moving to that a little bit, but we'll see how that goes.
Because it's like they do, which isn't a bad thing, I suppose, the Western Sydney guys, because for their tournaments, they've got their terrain and the scenario that goes on with it. So I suppose you can kind of plan around that from a tournament perspective and how you want to build your lists. So your list can be, and it's good with them because they do the stuff.
Oh, hopefully I haven't lost him. This is what we happened pre-show. He'll come back. Andrew will come back in a minute, hopefully. Okay, so also, there he is. Yeah, back, man. Sorry, I don't know, you dropped out there for a bit. Keep going.
Yep. Oh, no, I was just saying, I don't know which part I dropped out at, but I was just saying they do it well with their terrain packs, their tournament packs with the terrain and the objectives and the scenarios to make you want to bring things like more infantry and whatnot, like it. Because you know beforehand, you sort of like build around that, which kind of does create that bit more of a level playing field to a certain degree. I don't mind it. I'm surprised I don't mind it. I think initially my gut feel was like, man, I can't stand that. But and they do the symmetrical ones. But I think it turns out fine. Like you said, it's pre there. They've always had the secondary objectives a lot and stuff even before Our World had them in there. So I felt like they've done a good job with that, and so it's worked out better than I thought. But
it'd be cool if people start moving towards the non-symmetrical standard ones. I think that would be cool, but we'll see. Mark did say he threw into the chat what they've been. What did he say? Put in the system we're using in the live stream. It's working well currently for us. So they're talking about. I'll just read it out. So we've moved away from pretty much all the normal sources for train placement. There is you take a bunch of scenery. The middle 12 by 12 of the table may not have any terrain placed in it. And then number 2, the players take turns to pick scenery, place it. No piece of scenery can be within 12 of another. When no player can place or wants to place, then the players roll off to choose sides. Gives interesting and fair tables every time. Obviously, it's not worked for events or narrative unless the TO puts out each table. Yeah. So that's like we've done similar stuff with that where you just, one and one and one, and then whoever stops, then it stops. But then, you still roll off the side. So you can't screw around, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, but it does take a bit of time. So I think, in tournaments, probably better just have the non-symmetrical standard layouts, probably. But that's the whole layout. I wasn't even going to go into layout stuff because I thought that was not too big on this. But they do talk about it here in the Arcane Journal. So they just quickly on what they do is they talk about the size of them and all that, and we can get into that a bit later. They still can't put stuff within 12. So that's like what Mark just said. Let me just check. Hang on. The middle 12 by 12 of the table may not have it. Okay, so this is, maybe we'll get into this. I think, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong here, I'm reading this wrong, but because Games Workshop's one, Old World can't have anything within 12. So doesn't that turn into like a 24-inch bubble? Is that right?
Ooh.
Do you know what I mean? Like within 12 of the center? Pretty sure that's the rule, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think you're right.
So they say train features can be placed anywhere on the battlefield, but not within 12. But then Mark is saying you take a bunch of scenery, the middle 12 by 12 of the table may not have any terrain in it. So if Mark's doing what I think he's doing, I think that's way better. Like that's basically like a 6-inch within 6 of the middle, which I think is half the problem. When you go 12 inches for the middle, and that means there's a 24-inch bubble, it's half the freaking board volume or whatever. Is empty. So Mark said So to me that's way better, and I'm pretty sure that's what WTC do. If we'll have a look at that. So that's cool, but obviously Old World official isn't that. See, I can do maths even when I'm fucking jet lagged. That's cool. I worked out. Okay. So I wasn't going to go into this. I don't really care about the terrain placement as such. That wasn't my thing I wanted to chat about too much. But that's all cool. This is a good segue to what Mark's talking about. They've actually got this scattered terrain thing where basically you determine how much terrain you're going to use. So very similar, but one person basically goes through and they roll it off, and then once terrain is placed, the winner of a roll off sets up the battlefield. So the person sets up the whole thing, and then the second player does D3 terrain features. So only 1 to 3 can potentially move, and then they scatter them 2d6, sort of what you've done before with us. Which I think is a bit weird because everyone knows when you roll D3, you always just roll a 1. So you're moving one piece of scenery.
And you only scatter it anyway. It's not like you have a choice of where to move it. It's like
so I feel like that one.
Have a choice of I'm going to attempt to move this.
Almost prefer Mark's than that one because this one just it's. I like that they attempted to do something a bit different, but I don't think was that great. Okay. And then Angela's just said that's why whenever you see a UK event, the tables are bare. Okay, and we'll get into that because I'm pretty sure in Patron questions, because I'm pretty sure Mark thinks the Aussie tables are bare, which usually they're not, but I feel sorry for him because every picture we've shared of Castle looked pretty bare, and it was barer than it has in the past. I'll give you that, but it generally wasn't. So that's the interesting part. Anyway, let's get on to some of the
I haven't noticed like either or, like, to be honest. I need to have a look at some more UK events, look at the tables. Like, it's just something I've never actually noticed.
Yeah, well, like when Mark says hadn't seen a bare UK, I think the only ones I see a lot are the square base layout ones, which I thought when they first came out, I remember Josh was pretty furious as well because A, they were all symmetrical, and B, there was like 6 pieces of terrain, which is exactly what the book says, but 6 pieces of terrain is not a lot.
Yeah.
You know, when 2 of them are generally in your deployment zones, there's only like maybe 4 that's somewhere in the table. So I think it's just all part of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Which has led to it. And the other thing is like Mountain Miniatures. I don't know if you watch those guys much, but I feel like they don't use a lot. They use a lot of decorative stuff around the outside. And the
it's like just around the outside, and it's just and
then they just push ahead and slam into it, which is fine. They've probably come up with that deliberately to go, look, we just need to be in combat so we can finish these games in 2.5 hours. Yeah. So
not Andrew and Gobbo piss fighting around for
exactly. Yeah.
3 or 4 hours.
Sometimes, like, and Mark, you'll have to go back and look at some of our other bat reps because there's been times when I've like gone, oh yeah, do this, and I've ended up with like way too much terrain and it fucks the sofa. like 2 forests right next to each other. It's like, oh, it looked cool, but then it did not work well. Trying to play through it. Cool. Anyway, linear terrain features. So they basically brought in. That's why I probably won't go into the whole low linear obstacles, but basically they've brought in linear terrain features, which are the long stuff. So rivers, roads, fast flowing water for some reason, and things like that. So they talk about how long is it? And it's basically saying generally like it's 12-inch long, up to 4 wide, or up to 8 wide if it's a wide version. Sorry, gets bloody confusing here.
Yeah.
And the maximum it can be is depending on how big your board is, basically. So like a normal 4x8 or 4x6, sorry, can be a 36-inch one. So half the board could be like a road, like in terms of length. They actually do say, I don't know if I won't go into it all, not reading it word for word, but somewhere they do talk about that ideally you want, here it is here, yeah. Ideally you want to touch a different edge of the battlefield, so like it should come on and then off. So like in the corners and stuff, or meet another terrain feature or taper off to a point, basically. So that's sort of not so much the rules, but that's sort of the definitions of what a linear terrain feature is. The only weird thing is it's like 12 inches long. And then if you go back to that previous page, they talk about generating stuff. If you generate a second one of the same feature, you can add to it. So in this case with linear terrain, if you generate 2 like river segments, then obviously you'd make it, go to 24 inches long type thing, which sounds cool. But then, I mean, let me skip over to it. What I didn't get with their stuff is their terrain generator. Like what's the chances of you actually rolling like, 3 2D, like 3 2s on a 2D6 3 times when you're generating terrain to get a 36-inch long shallow stream? I'm a little bit confused with some of these rules that are being put in here. I don't know. I'd almost would have rather said, and maybe I've missed it because again I just skimmed it today, was like you roll up a linear terrain feature and it can be counted as 2 or 3 terrain pieces. You know what I mean? Like you should be able to just get it, and then it's 36 inches long and it's big, and you put it down, and therefore, if you want, you can choose to say, hey, it actually counts as 2 or 3 pieces of terrain, not just 1. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like how do you generate a big river or road in this thing? If you're going off by the book, it just seems like you'd have this one little 12-inch tapered bit.
I hope I just never see a river. Like, I don't know. Just, for me, I'm just like, it's just too much. I'm like, it's too hard.
Yeah. It's one of these. They look cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. They make the battlefield look cool, but you're right. Like they end up being a pain in the ass technically. It depends on what happens. If you end up with, I remember there was first game of Castle a few years ago against Josh, and there was one in the corner, and I had like my casket and my screaming catapult in the corner behind the river. So he had to get because it was like a river that came on, and I just plugged you in the corner. So it can work good and bad depending on what you're doing. But that I like roads. I've started printing out roads. Again, it's more decorative to me, but then they went and added a few little rules here. So So look at that. Anyway, bridges and fords, they do talk about that. If it's for every 12 inches, you can add or may include, single bridge or ford measuring up to 3 inches wide per 12-inch linear feature. So it's basically to break it up and allow you to get across it a bit better. It still counts as different terrain, but a bridge counts as open ground. So I guess you can have these little segments that you can get across. Well, 3 inches is not very wide though.
No.
So you'd have to snake it across or whatever. And then they got these things. This is the weird thing. So fast flowing river. So if it is a fast flowing one, and that can be counted as, I think it's in the battlefield thing, if it becomes too long, where do they do that? I don't know where it was. I swear there was a place where it talked about how you make it a fast flowing one. But anyway, it doesn't matter. If you get that, then what is it? If more than a unit with 25% or more of its models in it have to take a strength test at the start of turn, otherwise they move D3 inches down the direction of flow, which I just thought, it's cute, but it's like, I don't know, like it just seemed weird that some of these have these really weird edge case rules, which I guess, does that mean it's basically like getting wind blast off the board if you manage to get someone too close and then they roll a D3, fail their strength test, get pushed off the board totally.
That's it. My poor dwarves, like they only move 3 inches. Come on. Yeah. Like, never getting out of some of these things.
Yeah. So this is their attempt to try and make some variety and some cool rules with it. But I don't know if this is I can't remember another edition having this stuff in it, but
it's a little bit OTT, like in my opinion. Just
I think so.
Like, it's cool having it in there, but I mean, like, I don't know. If you're going to try and speed a game up, like you're putting these things out, they're just going to be slowing the whole thing down, bogging it down, which is kind of meant to do in a way. But
and this is, I should say, this is in the context, if you go all the way back of, I don't have all of it printed here. This is very narrative. They go into these narrative battles here, where they actually have a river going down through all the battlefield. If you have a look at it. This one goes all the way down as well. So they're obviously, it's with that in mind, and I don't want to criticize it too much. I thought that was not too bad, but it's just funny.
Well, you don't have to take it. It's just an option.
You don't. Exactly. And then with this, then they also say with the roads, you get a well-maintained road or a normal one. If it's well-maintained, marching troops can quickly move along quickly. So if they end their, a unit that begins and ends a march move with half, 50% or more of its models upon the well-maintained road, then they get an additional D3 inches of movement. So I guess it's not too bad, does it? They move an additional D3. Shows that. Do you read that as being like, if I'm a movement 4, I'm not in marching column, I can march 8 and then just plus D3? Is that how you read that?
I was trying to work that out too.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping it is, and you don't like add it then double it. Like,
so it's not adding it to your movement characteristics.
Just a modifier,
It's like the Swiss strategy. I guess that's okay. I probably would have preferred it to say moves as if they're in marching column, except they're not in marching column. I know that moves them fast, but I feel like that would mean a reason to put a road down. Do you know what I mean? Go, oh, cool, I'm going to get on it, stay in combat order, whatever it's called, but be able to triple march, basically. That'd be pretty cool. I think that would make the road useful to get into. Whereas this D3 inches to me is a bit like cool, but I'll probably forget that because it's not that. Doesn't really, you know. I've got to do a lot to get that D3 inches, and then I'll roll the 1. So it's like, so anyway, it was like I was excited when I saw the page, and then I was a little bit like, cool. That to me, I'd probably play most of these as decorative, even though they're massive. Do you know what I mean? Like put a river down or put roads and go, that looks cool, but you just move over them. I don't suspect tournaments would be, hammering to bring these in and play these rules. I don't think, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But Buildings, everyone's favorite rules. Because so I liked having buildings in 8th. I thought that I know they could be used.
I always got those.
Put them in. Put the cupboards in. Fuck yeah, they're in there. Start shooting. Yeah,
that's it.
I liked, and I think it's probably from watching too many of what's his name, Once Bitten's OB360, what it was. His battle reports. He always used to jump in the buildings. Yeah. But I did like it. I think the rules were always a bit there, but I don't know. There's something about having them in there and knowing how to get in and out, and I thought that was pretty cool. So it's cool to see them back. It's similar to 8th, but with subtle differences. And they do have a cap on it, which I believe Angela's Dark said no limit in 8th, which I think was true. Yeah. These look a little better, but again, there's always some little things in here where you sort of go, whatever. So anyway, you can occupy. So basically, it needs to be at least 4 inches at the widest point to be occupiable. At least they put something like that in there as well, just so you can't, have like a toilet outhouse and say that I'm putting 20 people in. But if it's occupiable, infantry type of unit strength 20 or less can go in it, and you just have to basically move into your remaining move subphase. So you can march into them. There's none of that sort of stuff, because the problem with some of these rules is you don't want to be too finicky, because you can never. There's too much. There's only 6 turns, and so like if you have to sort of baggage train it in the sense that you got to go next to it and stand next to it, and then next turn you go in and all that stuff, it just doesn't. No one's going to do it. So that's good that you just move into it. You can even march into it. And then once you do that, you just take them off the board. Most people just put them on top of the building if they can or whatever. Once you're in there, you're 360 vision arc. And this is interesting. Can draw line of sight over or through other models. I thought that was a bit weird, because I thought it's not too hard to say buildings have to be defined as being 1 or 2 or 3 levels, like that type of thing. And if it's 2 or 3, you can see over, but if it's 1, you can't. I thought that might have been a better rule.
Yeah.
I feel that can be a bit abused. Now that I'm just in a building, I can see straight through things.
See everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if it's just a little single story thing. Leaving it, again, remaining move subphase. You can move out. You can also move out if you follow up, I think, somewhere. Make a follow-up or pursuit move. Now, do they say, at least 1 mole's in base contact with the building? Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Simply place the back of it. That's interesting. If you make a follow-up move, which is a 2-inch pushback, isn't it? Is that one? You'd have to squeeze yourself in, hey? You'd have to make yourself too wide or whatever. But that's cool. You don't flee as such when you're in there, which we'll get into. So I guess you can still fail like panics and stuff, but you'll just be still in there.
It's
shooting.
A bit weird that.
Yeah. Oh, they do talk a little bit about there is fleeing as such in combat, but it's a bit different. You just die. But anyway, building and shooting from building. So basically, up to half can shoot, but again, you can shoot 360 and control line of sight over everything, which is a bit weird. Shooting at it. So any model that can draw a line of sight to an occupied building can target the unit that occupies it. Have the units considered to be behind full cover. So that's cool. So they got full minus 2 to hit them.
They don't care.
Oh, they don't care. Exactly. Hitting on 5s with the Tomb Kings as well. So that's cool.
Yeah.
How does that? Have I missed? Like, is it a large target though? Like, so this is the weird thing. So if you've got like this big tower, and I've got an infantry unit in front of me, can I still not shoot it then?
Oh, I'd say you could, because like line of sight, I would have thought goes both ways.
Right.
So if it can see behind something, then you should be able
to. And Andrew's lucked up again, but I don't know. That might be. I'd say yes, what he's saying there, but I don't know if it's written that way. It's a bit weird. I'll just keep going until he comes back. His internet's been playing up, people. Sorry. Templates. Oh, there he is. He's back. I was just saying, I'd probably agree, but I don't know if it's written that way. Anyway. And then templates, basically everyone risks getting hit. on there, so you don't have to actually, which is fine. You don't have to actually work it all out. It's just that they hit on a 5-up. I guess that means no one's under the center hole either, which I guess is good. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Correct us as we go here. We're reading this like the second time, so. Sorry, I'm just catching up on a comment. What's Mick talking about? The game needs traffic controllers holding stop slow signs in case battles take place during a road maintenance period. Okay, he's talking about the roads. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Good hourly rate on those people anyway, so that's all cool. And then incoming, should an occupied building be hit by a cannon, the unit with it suffers D3 strength 4 hits, each with an AP -1. Now I think that's
a bit average.
Yeah, it is. But wasn't was it 8th where cannons would just fucking nail you if they hit you? Is that one? I can't remember. It was either that or templates were really bad on them.
Yeah, I thought something used to didn't it fall down or something like the building?
It was something to do with flammable as well, or they treat.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad. And then buildings and combat. So assaulting it, basically you charge the building, but once you're in it, both people are in skirmish formation. However, due to close confines of the tower, only 5 models from each unit can join the fighting rank. Now, I heard who was talking about this somewhere. They were saying that everyone can fight all the time. Is that how skirmish works? Like even if I charge and I got a better initiative, my 5 guys fight and kill 5 of your guys, do you still fight back with 5? Someone was saying yes because they're skirmish, but then I'm like, but is that a rule for skirmish? I don't know.
I thought it wasn't. I thought it's still you can't fight back. I thought. But
yeah. Now, sorry, in my delusional state, I can't remember where I heard that, but someone was talking about it, and I was like, oh. Okay.
But in these rule sets, is there a restriction on who can attack buildings, like in the book? Because you know how you used to only be infantry.
I didn't even that there was a building section in the actual norm book too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe it doesn't say anything about it. Anyone can when an enemy unit charges.
Models. Yeah.
Yeah. They can occupy if they win. So obviously only infantry can. But basically it's nowhere to run. So you never give ground or fall back. So you're basically stubborn. You're 8th edition stubborn. But if you fail, you're dead. So you don't, this is where you don't technically flee, you just die. And then the other, obviously the attacker can decide to go in there or not. Charge them in the unit inside fleeing, they ought to die. Okay, cool. So Mark's saying yes, you can. I'm not sure what that was for.
That was the line of sight. So can everybody
see over it? Yeah, cool.
They see both ways. Yeah.
Angela's Duck's just talking about the 8th ed, I think. So it's like D3 hits, flammable, got to reroll wounds. Yeah, there was something to do with that. But anyway, yeah. So I guess the question is, my other thing that I thought about this with buildings is this enough to bring monstrous infantry back? I guess because it's like talks about models. So it's like unit strength 20 or less.
Yeah.
So now I can throw in a unit of, 6 whatever, ogres, sharpty, but I can put 5 of them into combat. So you're never getting them out with your shitty little one attack unit. I'm hitting you back with 18 attacks.
Yeah.
So is this enough to save monstrous infantry? I guess I should have titled the episode as, I don't know.
Yeah. They're back.
Yeah. Ogre, there it is. Calling it ogres to win Oldhammer. They're back. Don't worry. Oh, yeah, that's right. Every time I see this, I go, come on, need to give monsters infantry need a boost somewhere. Surely this is it. I don't know. What do you think? But it would, they would become, is everyone going to start, if these pop up, do people bring the mercenary ogres, what are they called? The ones from the Empire book, the bulls.
It wouldn't surprise me. You'd see definitely a certain group of people taking the.
It depends. If it became more of an objective thing and you actually had to take the building, Badlander, that's them. The Badland dudes. I feel like that might be something more of an option. Even just things like a Sharpty, bow Sharpty, being able to sit in there and then just shoot everywhere, strength 6 with theirs. But if you attack them, they can be raised up again, and they've also got 3 attacks, all that sort of stuff. So
yeah,
I think there's this why I like buildings. There's a little bit of play. I don't like them if they're everywhere, but they're cool to, I don't know, cool to see. And like you said, you've still got sisters and things that can just sit there and shoot through them anyway. So bit of variety doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll see them, I guess? Do you reckon people will? I think the buildings here have a bit more legs than the other rule, I guess, is my gut feel. But
depends on the play. Like, is it going to slow down play? I feel like we're kind of really pushing it at the moment with the 2.5 hours and trying to do a fast game. Not to say you won't. There's a good chance you might just for one scenario. But I don't think, like, if they've got, like, you know, if they play it that way, I just don't think you'll see it. Like, every building can be occupied.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
You might.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think that, I guess the unit strength of 20 or less caps that a little bit. Like, you can't put it like a 80 block in there and let it sit there all game. So there's probably, but then you've got, then you do have this thing where you can only attack 5 people, and so it takes multiple turns to break through them, which maybe they should just scrap that and went 10 people can attack, and so they're pretty vicious to, you can basically push people out fairly easily if you throw an elite unit in. Because it's probably going to attack first, and then it's actually interesting that combat, am I right here, didn't have anything, like, there's no benefit for the defender being in there. There's no minuses to hit or anything. He's not behind. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's actually probably not too, if you go in with decent troops, you can probably like wipe them out fairly quickly. Potentially. They're only unit strength 20. You've just killed 5, so now they're 15. If you went in with a block of something that's bigger on the outside, you'd probably like almost break them anyway.
And you always think you going first when obviously they can't charge out, so you sort of like, you know, you got that bonus.
I feel like it's not a massive. It's not like you go, oh fuck, cool, there's a building, I'm gonna throw my dude in there, you're never gonna get me out. I don't know if it's like that. Whereas 8th was a bit more like that. You throw a unit in there with your wizard and your halberdiers, and you just sit there and just magic out from there for the rest of the game, stuff like that, which is fun. But anyway, cool. All right, that was sort of what they had. As I said, there's the terrain generation. I won't go through the terrain generation because I don't think that wasn't really what I wanted to bring up. I just wanted to bring up the different rules that they brought in, and then cross-reference it, I guess, with what WTC had done or are doing, which I thought was kind of interesting. Crossing a little bit, Andrew, into what you were saying, as long as it doesn't get too complex. But let me bring that guy up. That's not it. I have to remove and then add again. I wish they had a better way to switch what you were looking at.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Where is it? Here we go. I'll try and remember to put the links up to this Google Doc, which is the WTC tournament rules pack. I'm totally unplugged from all this. I don't even know when it gets played or if it's already been played or if it's about to be played, which I believe there is going to be a Worlds next week or something. So it must be, I don't know if this is it, or correct me, Mark will know. But anyway, a lot of this has come over from 9th Age, you can just tell. But at the same time, I think that's a good thing. There's certainly some good things that 9th Age has done. I'm not a big fan of just all the neoprene, same size terrain things that you see. But they do
have toppers, but I
think like once you do all that stuff,
it's awesome.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah.
So there's nothing worse than, you take something off to get you, and then you forget that it's like terrain. Like I've done that so many times.
Yeah. No,
take the trees off the forest and just forget.
So they talk about, I was just trying to remember if I need to go back too much into this. Probably not. This is probably where you have to sort of understand what they're trying to do here before you get to this table. But basically, they have this cover, which is partial cover. This is very similar to the rule book in a way, but partial cover is as long as up to half the models in there, or half the unit, and then full covers more than half the models. And that's within or behind, depending on the type of terrain. And then they've got these, we'll get into this when we get down to the table, but there's a thing called fields, which never grant full cover. So even if you're fully in a field, you're only getting partial cover. So this is where I looked at this and went, this is pretty cool because, yeah, it's adding a little bit of complexity, but it's taking two things really when we get into it. The difficult terrain feature sort of thing where you're taking the low dice, -1 movement, and then the cover and sort of giving you different versions of it. I had like combinations of those things based on the type of terrain. So it just, I don't know, it's like adding a little bit more flavor in without not getting too crazy. Although there is, you know, you almost would need to keep this table present because it does get a little bit confusing. I probably won't go through all this. We'll just walk through the terrain thing. So they got hills, right? But now, again, these are all measured to specific. So, I mean, I don't overly like that.
Sorry, Mark, you're saying 27th of September
next week
is WTC Nationals. Thanks, Mark.
Okay. Yep, thanks. I thought I'd heard something was soon. So you got the hills. They can be 6. They're always 6x8. This is where they all become square. This is very 9th age, which I'm not a big fan of, but not a, you know, people don't have to follow that. I would rather see things a little bit around that size, but you know, not fucking rectangular. But this is a tournament thing, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So hills are normal, which is cool, and then you get forests. They have the woods rule, which is basically saying this is about the arbor. You know, it can be a wood or it can be the arboreal gloom stuff and all that crap. They're difficult terrain. And they're dangerous to cav and fly. So that basically what they're saying is that you don't choose it. This is just how they operate, which I thought was pretty cool. So it's giving you a reason that if you're cavalry or even if you're dragons and stuff, you actually do have to take your tests. But interestingly, chariots don't then. They're just difficult terrain. Although chariots already do difficult terrain as dangerous. Hey, that's how it works. Yes, I believe.
Yeah,
I think that's how it works. Yeah. But then you have ruins, which get the cover rule, and then difficult terrain, and they're dangerous for non-skirmish units. So this is where you do need the table. But I don't mind this because it's sort of like taking the same, you know, there could be this terrain feature there, and you go, well, I am skirmish, so that's cool. I'm going to go in there because I think
that was 8th too, that non-skirmish.
Oh, was it? Yeah. I like this. Like, it's not adding too many new rules. It's just that you just got to remember the combinations. And then they got this cover thing in it. So I like that because it's like I can't get full cover. I'm only ever going to get partial, but I can sit in there and always just have partial, which is pretty cool. They got the impassable terrain here. I don't even know. It's just 2 different sizes, I guess. One's square, one's not. But apart from that, it's the same thing. It obstructs line of sight. And then the water feature was difficult terrain and dangerous terrain for infantry. So again, just because I think the original rule book is all like you choose, you do what you want, whereas these guys are saying, no, we're going to count certain things as dangerous just for certain types, which I don't mind. And then fields, they already talked about this. They just have that straight cover rule. So anyone can get in them. You're always just getting soft cover all the time if you're in there. And then low linear obstacles. So it's not a heap of difference, but I just thought there was, to me, what this would do potentially, and obviously the maps have this, is bring ruins and fields and water features in, which we just don't see. Like if you look at most boards, they've got hills, forests, and buildings, which are technically impassable until now. Most people played them as impassable.
Disappointed you're not flammable in a field, but that's just...
Yeah, well, that's true. They could have done some stuff like that. Yeah, that's very true. But this is the thing. That's where I just thought I like this idea of having a little bit more variety but leveraging the existing rules in a different way. And that's a good call. Maybe you should be flammable. That'd be like
I think that was a previous edition. Was that 6th or 8th? I think used to be flammable
maybe.
in a field.
I don't remember. Yeah, probably.
I remember that.
I mean, flammable does jack all, so I guess it doesn't really matter. These days,
that's it.
Yeah, but although it would if you were like, if you had regen, but you don't have flammable, so you don't care about it. But then suddenly you go in a field, now you are flammable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, or the dry dusk, whatever rules. But Make flammable grade again. There you go. Negate regen and fields get to reroll a wound. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people think about that, but I guess what I'm trying to the gist of my ramblings here tonight is just, you want to see more variety of the terrain on the battlefield, but you want it to make a little bit of difference. It'd be cool to sort of think, oh crap, I've got, there is these ruins over here, and so my units can take more advantage than theirs, or maybe this is going to hurt me more, that type of thing. Whereas I just feel like what we've seen so far up until now has been hills, forests, and impassable buildings. That's basically what, and now linear obstacles are popping in, but we haven't really seen anything to do with water features and marshes and, that sort of stuff. So I think a mix of this is a good thing if people can put it in without being too complex, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And then having something where it's a bit more prescribed rather than like, you just play a game and we're like, oh, how do you want to play? Oh, just everything's difficult.
Well, well, that's 100%. Most people just do that. They just go, even we do, like we go, oh, yeah, train's just, like I know different tournaments don't, like obviously Oldhammer, I think all forests are dangerous. But if you don't read that and your opponent didn't read it, you probably just play as difficult. Like, because most people are just used to doing that. Whereas it is cool to think, no, this is how it works. Forests work this way. Ruins work this way. I think if it went to that, it would actually get played that way. Do you know what I mean? Like if out of the box woods were always dangerous for cav and fly like this, we would have been playing it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we play that way with chariots. So
yeah,
that's
why
it's
too easy to be lazy. It's just like, it's just difficult.
yeah, totally. And just, I won't go through them, but obviously they have the different map layouts. And this is going back to that point right at the beginning, which I think Mark got it right with his ones was, I'm assuming, how big do you reckon that circle there in the middle is?
Oh, I'd have to zoom in, but I think each little tiny mini tile is what, 1 inch?
Yeah, 2, 4. God, that's weird. 6. That's a 9. Must be 9 inches around. I swear that looks.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's just the colors I've got. Oh, okay, that's better.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, it's 9. I think 9 was. So it's a little. So basically, that's 6. That's a 6 there, probably, or that's a 7 or something. I don't know. But yeah, you can see they're put in terrain well within 12 inches. Like if that was 12-inch bubble, that whole middle would have to be empty in old world out of the box rules, where they've gone, nah, that's stupid. And I like that. This makes the battlefield look more, even though you've only still got one like 8 pieces of terrain or whatever. You need to. Your terrain's affecting the game because it's in the middle, which I think is a good thing. So, and they've done it on every one.
I agree.
So I think that's a really good thing to just ignore from the rulebook. And even if you do use these ones or you just do your own terrain placement. Yeah, this whole don't put it within 12 inches in the middle, I just feel like it's a bit weird.
Yeah. Because it changes like the battle. Like you go through and you're like, actually, they seem like they're quite different. Like I know a couple are similar, but there is a bit of chalk and cheese in between. Right, so sometimes you do get the same maps and they're just like, 3 pieces along the top, 3 pieces along the bottom sort of thing. Like it's very not symmetrical, but the layouts are very similar.
Yeah. And this is a good thing with it. Like depending on which side of the table you get to choose, it's a totally different, because obviously it's not symmetrical, these guys have this impassable thing here where these guys have a ruin, so like stuff like that. So that's these guys have got an opportunity just for soft cover straight up if they whack something in the field over here, versus I guess these guys have cover as well in this one. So I think it's I'd definitely look at potentially, especially when you're just trying to set up a battlefield, and like when you come over here and I'm like, I hate trying to do it so I'm not advantageous, but it doesn't get boring. So it's cool to have something like this where you do roll up, but it is it's been pre-thought, someone's thought about it. That's where I don't mind these maps, but I just like when they're not symmetrical, which these aren't. So I have no idea how these go with, obviously they've got their objective placement, but this could have been, just thinking, is this prior to strategic locations and stuff? I'm not 100% sure. So I don't know if this because this looks to be the strategic location ones, but I don't know if that was theirs or who knows.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, I'm assuming these would operate pretty well in any of those scenarios. So no, it's cool. That's what I had basically, just to chat through some of these new terrain options, new rules, see what people think. Yeah, and just get a bit more spice in the games, which I think looks to be coming. And long live the building. Hopefully the buildings come back and I can be annoying with them. So
yeah, it would be nice, like you say, maybe they could just get a bit more of a contoured rounded edge rather than just squares everywhere.
The big square things, but that's fine. Yeah. But I mean, like, if you're doing this at home and with my train stuff, they're easy. Just go, it's pretty close. Just whack this there and that there. And doesn't matter. The linear obstacles are always weird because they're like the weirdest thing that, there's just this random fence here. And I get that, but
it's also
it
random.
Would be nice to do, and I probably skimmed that on the I probably skimmed over that on the Arcane Journal book, but it had like things like the farmhouse, which is a smaller building, but with like there was two different versions. There's one with like just two sides with a linear obstacle, another one was with three, so you like make like a little encampment type thing, which was cool. But
it always looks good, having a house or something.
Even though it is a little annoying to play in, but I still think it's pretty cool. It's part of wargaming. How you want to make it look like it was a proper thing.
It's gonna look pretty, definitely.
And that's the same problem with these presets. Sometimes they look just like a bit scattered. They're like, cool, why is that ruin there? But over here there's a house. Like that's just weird. But just you can't have all of it.
Random terrain. Like it's almost too random, like you're saying,
Ironically, don't you think, if you're actually playing proper, I don't know, like for the history buffs out there, tell me if I'm wrong here or not, but I would have felt that if you had like two armies that are mostly swords and javelin, like, fucking bows and stuff, that they would probably pick a fairly open battlefield to fight on. They wouldn't be in the middle of a half marsh fucking forest building. Is that what I mean? Like you'd probably assemble across, like when you watch Braveheart and stuff, they're all assembled on a battlefield area that they've picked, probably tried to pick the one side that suits them. But they met in open fields. Yeah, there you go. That's the so on one hand, we do all this for the fun of wargaming, but realistically, it's probably a bit more mountain miniatures have it right a little bit, like just set up across in the opening and then charge across the
I always like for me, my scale, like I think like people when they think about wargaming and Warhammer and whatnot, like people have got their own scale that they think about. Like for me, actually, I'm like 1-for-1. Like I'm like, it's just like a little skirmish in a town or something like that. So rather than like each unit of 20 is like some big giant sort of battalion sort of thing. Like it's
definitely I remember in the early editions they did talk about that, saying that they did represent that, but it's definitely dropped off and they don't ever mention it now. I agree. Most of the time now it's just think of it as a couple of small units or just a small unit in a bigger battle, Cool. Anyway, that's the chat on terrain. So I don't know what, that's sort of what I had. I don't know. They're going in the right direction. I just knocked you off there. I don't know how I did that. Anyway, there we go.
I'm just going to check my 3D print really quick because it's making some weird noises. You keep going.
Well, I'll do this. I'll do the Patron shout out, and then we'll get into big questions while you're checking your little FPM printer over there. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for watching the first half. We'll go through and just give our patrons a quick shout out. I think a couple of weeks ago when I was doing this, I lost all my patrons out of my patron.com and I still have that screwed, which is kind of funny. Something is up with my IP address. I had to use a VPN and suddenly patreon.com works. And when I was overseas, patreon.com works. So something is up with my IP being blocked by Cloudflare, which is what Patreon runs in front of it. And I don't know what the hell's happened. But anyway, I'm going to try and work that out. But as a result, I connected up to a VPN so I can get back to patreon.com and find all our cool paid members, which I'll give you guys a shout out. If you don't know and you want to join them, most of the people chatting are our patrons live here. They've joined us over on patreon.com/World Fanatics and help us keep the lights on every month. So big thank you. And for that, they get a big rambling Gomo shout out halfway, which is what I'll do now. So big thank you to Western Sydney Wargamers, who I think I sent you a Discord link just today because there was a question from them about where to put the stuff in the Discord or something. So, or where do they send the questions? That's right. So hopefully they are on our Discord channel because we have a private chat channel in our Australian Discord server. So I guess let me know if I've missed that or not. But anyway, thanks, Western Sydney Wargamers. Feud owner Nicholas Carew, Vinny, Louis Spangano McCallan, ASB, Aaron Dill, The Ungor, King Pash, or Pashhammer, I should say. Tom Pickard, Not Matt, Jess Tors, Adam Lamb, The Orange Juicer, Matty, Firebird 7137, Peter Holman, Mark Langley, Matt Hinton, The Old Warrior, Silver Dave, Sporadic Sanity, Mark, Nick, Chris Bowler, Drunkhammer Nate, Ben, Shooter Louie, Benoit, Cam the Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, and Jay McBride, who's on the chat there, Flatworld's Edge, Sexy. I've not seen Jim playing Old World for a while. I think he's been sucked into heresy as usual. So hopefully Sexy will be.
Yeah, I've actually seen him. Yeah.
Yeah, because he wasn't at Castle Assault either. But he's doing Castle Assault Horus Heresy, I think. Jelly, Hero of the Old World, Keelherd, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Matt Morris, Perfidy Griff, Jess Tors, Josh Griffiths, Nin Anawam, Daniel Broadstock, Elian Mitchum, Gilthos, Draconos. Oh no, guess what? I've screwed myself after all that. I've gone to the second page and Patreon's. Oh no, it is there. Fuel. Diesel, Danny Gamer, Robert Z, Droopy Balls. I don't know what last week's were. Was it funny or you didn't get that? Did you change
it was, but it wasn't.
Wasn't that one?
I can't remember which one it was.
OG Whirler, Bobby Gherkin, Gunwitch, Zen Fox, and the OG Todd Lloyd. 59 of you. Great people. Thanks so much for the support. If you want to join them, patreon.com/World Fanatics. Let's jump on to, and I had it here, not as prepared as Josh here with the questions. A few of these guys sent questions now. Feud sent one through email, which is fine. You can do that as well. And said, what's with, it's interesting because we've thought about this before. What's with Old World events being on the same weekend as each other? This is obviously Australian related. Other games respect each other's, but Old World TOs just seem to go, nope, too bad. It's because we're all old now. Yeah. Like, for example, Clash, ShyCon, a few of the smaller ones, and now HeroCon and Blacktown Teams is all on the same weekend. Yeah, look, I think it's just, I think we've got to take it as a good thing that there's actually more variety and more opportunity to play. Because I think when I, like, obviously being Old World rankings, I see them every week. And yeah, the UK and US, I mean, they have, handfuls of tournaments a weekend. So, I mean, obviously bigger countries, or not bigger, but more people, like in terms of the UK. So you just need more tournaments so you can choose which one to go to. Australia's so small but so spread out. I think it's only slightly an issue when you have the one, was it ShyCon and there was another one in Sydney at the same time? Was that one? Was that Clash? Was it? I can't remember. Wasn't there one in Sydney where there was two running on the same weekend in Sydney, which I thought was a little annoying, but at the same time, Sydney's pretty big.
Yeah, because I thought there was ShyCon. Maybe there was Clash. I thought it was possibly the one at Chatswood. Possibly.
Maybe. Yeah. I think it's just, I mean, I'm just going to take the glasses half full there and say, well, hopefully it happens more often because we've got more tournaments running and more people can go to them, which will be good. It's probably becoming less of a thing even to have the real big ones, like even the real big ones like the GTs. Like at some point we can't expect everyone to just like, you know, have 5 big GTs around the place and they're all on different ones and everyone flies to them. At some point you just won't. And so you need GTs at your local place. And so
yeah,
there's always going to be, you know, I mean, there's going to be a Melbourne one happening at the same time as the Sydney one, but most Sydney people go to the Sydney one and some people might fly, but yeah, otherwise it's too hard to get around. Otherwise, if the only tournaments, there's only one on that weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think like those local ones, like a lot of them are just going to be like, obviously the one in Maitland is just once a month. Like it's just, you know,
it's always on that one and they just do it.
Yeah. I'm sure Good Games might have the same. They don't really factor other events in. They're just like, oh, we just do it on this day every month, sort of thing.
Yeah. I know some of the bigger ones could probably try, but I mean, these days it's so hard to even get the people to even run them that I think they've just got to sometimes take them on the weekend that they can run them as well. So it's probably a little bit of that. I don't think anyone's deliberately trying to, I'm going to try to take people. I know I'm not saying you'd saying that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is interesting because I even brought it up. I think it was ShyCon. I was like, oh, that's so annoying that we've got a tournament across the couple of hours, well, like an hour west or something, and they had one, but it is what it is. Miss Junk Jay said, oh, this is for me. What was the best or worst food you had in America? Good question. I don't even know. There was some good food. The only thing I'd say is like when I go over there, the one thing I always like to have, even though I have it here heaps, is Mexican stuff, especially when I'm going to the West Coast.
Tamales. You don't get them in Australia much.
Yeah, it's just like I love any of that Mexican-y sort of stuff. And I know half the time it's all the same stuff, just dressed up different. But that's always, and even just simple stuff like a nachos, like I love, me and my wife share that because they're massive. They always have massive ones. And you get the cool cheesy American-y yellow cheese out of a bottle, however they do that.
You didn't get the hat variety.
But it's just but it's just part of the thing. Even though after a while you go, it's no better, or it's probably worse than what we get here, but it's just fun. I do generally try and have more chicken wings than I usually do because I love hot chicken wings. Although this trip, I will say, none of the wings I had over there, and my daughter's boyfriend came and he always has wings with me, as good as some of the ones we get here now. I don't know if you've been to Grain Store and stuff here. Yeah, no, there's good ones. I've had awesome hot ones over in the US, but just where we went, when we got them, they were like, okay, they're okay, but they weren't any like the Grain Store here and in Newcastle, and what's the other one? Jeez, what's it called? Brain's dead now. There's a couple that do really good American buffalo wings, which is cool, and they're hot. There's one in Sydney near friggin' the casino, like near Barangaroo. It just does wings, I think, and they've got some friggin' hot ones. Like, but you can get them by the individuals because you would never get, 20 of the real hot one. It just you just can't.
Not a fan of that. Sometimes you got like this hot sauce.
It's a bit too hot. Yeah.
All it is heat. There's no real flavor to it. You just eat it. You're just like,
you're screwed for like hours afterwards.
Yeah.
But apart from that, look, it was always good. It's always good. I mean, you have a lot of junk. At some point you get back and you go, I just want, like today we had spaghetti bolognese at home. We just want spag bowl, which is what we call. We just want normal shit that we have every week.
Broccoli, man. I get home like junk. Just like I just gotta eat broccoli. I'm like, I just want broccoli.
Now, having said that, like, the first place we stayed was an Airbnb in Hollywood, and directly under it, and I think it's a new chain starting called Mothers. I don't know. The Americans tell me about it. I don't know, which is just, it's probably way overpriced. Everything over there is overpriced. But it's all health stuff. Like, and some of it's a bit crappy health stuff where you're like, dude, you're just doing stuff because, as soon as you put organic on it, I can charge heaps and it must be good. It's like, okay, dudes, that's bullshit. But a lot of the other stuff was actually really good. Like you get down there and it had all those pasta stations and, stuff so you could go and soups. And so it was pretty good to have that directly under our building. Like it was in our building. Like just went down and grabbed stuff. So you could eat fairly healthy if you wanted to, which was good.
Like proper healthy, or is it just like takeaway healthy? Like,
No, that's the thing. And it was basically a supermarket that all they sell is healthy stuff. So healthy versions of most of the stuff. So you can't, even the cereal aisle, you're not getting like Kellogg's, you're getting some though it's probably still sugary stuff, but it's like, but it was a full soup. No, it was a full supermarket-y type thing.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I get you.
But it must be a chain of them now, I think. So like an Aldi, but health stuff. Yeah, healthier, I guess. Yeah, so
healthier.
Nah, but you can still have the like they do. You still have the alcohol section and all that stuff. That's the one good thing about America. If you just want a little 6-pack of beer, just go across the road and just get it out of the whatever shop's there will sell it.
Yeah,
that's one good thing about it.
Yeah, that's it. Go down the service station.
Everything else is probably not so good, but
some gas, get some beer.
Yeah. Worst food, I can't. I don't know. I don't know if there was anything worse. It was just expected, just the general slop. I think we went to Yellowstone, and some of the food in the actual park, everyone says is pretty bad. I didn't find it bad, but it was just the typical. It's like when you go to Disneyland and you get
just the tourist areas. It's anywhere. You go to Sydney, you go to tourist areas that food's garbage.
I wouldn't say it's expected to be bad and was bad, but I didn't go, oh, that was bad. Because you knew it was going to be bad. So that was fine. Cool. And then Mark read off on Ashley Klein. I didn't even follow what he was talking about. I know Ashley Klein's the ref who always seems to screw, I think it's New South Wales over, but I don't know what particularly. Did you follow what Mark was talking about with is there an international rugby's thing happening? Was there? Or?
Oh, hang on, let me go to my questions. I scrolled down too far. I was on the.
He just said if Ashley Klein, the referee, was a Warhammer Army faction, which one would it be?
Yeah, I was meant to look this up actually. Mark
will have to explain because I missed whatever game thing was talking about, so I don't know. I didn't see the result of that. Okay, he screwed over Canberra. Okay, well that doesn't surprise me. As soon as I saw the name, I don't have good things to say about it, but I can't remember any specific. I'll just say maybe he's Cathay at the moment. It always just that's where he wants to win. So
right. Rated.
Even though he's a ref.
He's talking NRL, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he must have been because Ashley Klein's a NRL ref. Yeah. So sorry, I probably can't answer that one too good because I sort of missed the context because it wasn't there, but interesting. Landon Payne said good morning from St. Louis, Missouri. Good morning. Okay, but they said serious question. How does the team feel about knowing everything about any new product supplements that GW release? Do they consider it? So, for example, I think he did 3 versions here. So they're great for the community where you know everything up front, so you can talk about it. Get the hype up. Or does it cause long-term damage as release day comes and it's just everyone knows what happens. There's no surprises, or a bit much. Spoilers would be great, but no need to know everything. There's sort of the options. So what do you think about this whole Monday comes around, we get an email, we know what's coming type thing?
Me personally, as a kid, I used to unwrap all my Christmas presents when they're under the tree and then wrap them back up. I'm a sucker. I need to know what it is. So I can't wait. So I love it because I have zero patience. Zero. Yeah. Well, I've got no patience.
Right. Yeah, cool. No, I think I like it too. I think I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's any bad thing, anything.
You're just getting your order ready, aren't you, Gummo? You're like, oh, hang on,
I sort of
order that.
I think I'd be a bit, I think I'd struggle if I didn't know. Like if it just turned up on Saturday and it's like, oh, here's the pre-orders and stuff. I'd be like, oh crap. Like at least I know what's potentially coming. If anything, the thing that annoys me a little bit is the 2-week pre-order window. That's the thing that annoys me a little bit. And I understand, but it is what it is. But it's just a bit weird that you buy stuff and then you don't have it. And on top of that, if you pre-order it and you want to pre-order it, say from Games Workshop, which you definitely want to get it, and then you may, if you don't live near a store, you have to get it sent. So half the time you're getting it way after people who just went into a store and bought it on the day it came out because you've pre-ordered it, but yours hasn't come in the mail yet. Well, that's the bit it's probably the bit that shits me off, but that's more to do with the ordering rather than the spoiler part. I would Mark's third point I think is pretty cool. It'd be nice if they didn't spoil everything. So some things came out where oh crap, they didn't even mention that. And when I've opened the book, there's a whole new figure there that no one knew. I thought that would be cool. I guess it's just hard to stop that now. So
they leave some stuff out, I find, but nothing like.
Never gonna leave out a miniature though, eh?
Nothing awesome.
Yeah. Julie Stacks said, we used to get pre-orders early. Yeah, I vaguely remember that as well. And if you ordered it, you'd end up getting it on the Thursday, Friday before the weekend. I think that Like, to me, that would be an incentive to even go to games. Like, I mean, I guess maybe that's a legal thing that they can't. You'd screw over the third-party ones, but it'd be interesting if you could get it guaranteed that you get it earlier. Yeah. Sean says, Zenfox, he said, if the continent of Oceania was discovered, I saw this and I was trying to remember thinking about it, then I forgot about it, so I don't have a good answer. If the continent of Oceania was discovered in the Warhammer world, who would live there? What would the faction be like in the game, assuming it's not just convicts from Bretonia? Well, I think it's going to be convicts from Empire, isn't it? Also than Bretonia. But
yeah, I'd be thinking that. And then, look, I'm sorry. I hope I don't offend anyone, but I'm just thinking you're going to have like some sort of like because it's the new world, right? So you're going to have some sort of like, not savage orcs or anything like that, but there's going to be like like pirates and things like that. And then some sort of like, I don't know, not lizard men or anything like that either. But because to me, that's obviously gone down that whole route of like South America sort of thing. Because they've got the jungles down there. Ross, I always found like around sort of, Singapore and whatnot, like that was all sort of very bit piratey and this and that.
You reckon we should have the Vampire Coast down here then? Yeah, that's right. Put us there. Yeah, in terms of like who we'd end up being though, we're just offshoots of some Empire, really crappy figures who just end up jumping. We're elite where we need to be, but we'd always just have to. You could never take us by ourselves. We'd always have to be mercenaries on other armies. I reckon it feels like that's how we fight too. We're always like, whatever world war comes up or whatever, we'll be there, but we're always just hanging off the big country.
Oh, your thumbs downing.
Small. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and that's not ripping into us. I'm just saying, like, we don't, we're a pretty small country, the big scheme of things.
Yeah,
that's
we do.
Why we always tag along
we
with the
fight
US
many battles off their shores.
Yeah. And we'll have like, we're only allowed to have like one really small war machine compared to everyone else because we just don't have a
real small crappy war machine.
Yeah. Which hasn't been delivered from the States, the Yanks, when we've ordered it 5 editions ago. It still hasn't come or something like that. That'll be us. But I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure about what else. A band of people angry that Bretonia stole all their jewels and resources. We just wanted the bread. We only wanted bread, and we got sent to Australia for it. Yeah. we like our Brumby white bread.
That's it. No. Send him.
Yeah, special unit diggers. Yeah, that's right. We'd have some stuff. Cool. My question is for the stream. Not Matt said, in this current climate of dwarven artillery gun lines, did we just bite the bullet and play 40k WTC terrain maps? I guess I probably should have read that out at the beginning because we talked all about that. I've actually seen I haven't run into the dwarven artillery gun lines yet as such. I thought that more.
Oh, I think you will.
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't look at all the lists. So they're all. Did you say there was a bunch of dwarves on that?
Yeah. So I don't know. What was that, John? Did you release the stats? Well, somebody released the stats, and the top it was Chaos and dwarves were both 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Sorry, the mountain holds, not just dwarves.
Oh, 4 X-Force, he said.
Oh, is it 4? Okay, sorry. I thought
wow.
It was,
yeah, okay. So, yeah, when you say X-Force, is that still gun? I guess it would be a gun lining still. It's going to be those.
Mountain holds, yeah.
But probably not the gyrocopter spam version of it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm thinking it's going
4
to be
X-Force, 1 Royal Clan. See, I picked up on Royal, okay, well, cool. I'll have to throw out my chalice, but
yeah, because sorry, I thought I saw Actor all of a sudden collecting dwarves.
Oh, did you? Maybe I haven't even looked. I did see it drop, but I haven't had a chance to look at it, which we'll talk about in hobby, I guess. But 1 gyro spam, okay, that's probably Richard.
1 gyro spam,
assuming. 3 gunline armies, okay. What about while he's there? What about when you say 3 gunline armies? Is that including Empire then? I guess. He predicts orc goblins. So we're talking about spring fling here, bro. We just went into the chatting to John about this for next Saturday. So it's a 1-dayer. They just released the list. So I had to get it. I'm going. Andrew's not. I had to get a list in last week, which we'll talk about in a minute, actually, because we're going to hobby. 2 wyverns, a backgummo. There you go. It's really funny. Everyone's ripping into the wyverns as being shit because they are shit in terms of but they were never good at taking out infantry, and they're not dragons. They never were dragons. So I'm sort of confused as to why some people think wyverns are bad. Like, I still think they're still a bit of a tanky unit. Nothing's changed. Then you'd never send them in by themselves anyway into a unit. They're not going to break. They were never going to break a unit anyway. Andrew's locked up again. Yeah. Good versus artillery, especially with ogre backbone. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, not just one null army. So the internet is dramatic. Okay, yeah, cool. That's cool. Sorry, he's just saying that about and to be honest, that was probably in the context of like Chaos Dwarves as well, where people were taking the Black Orc Wyvern on Chaos Dwarves, and now there's probably different options. So it's probably a bit more related to that.
Yeah, cool. Well, now with Renegades, it gives you, there's a few more options there.
Yeah. So it could have been those too, because I think I was watching someone's YouTube video thing on it on the plane about it. Cool. Well, that's it. I don't think there's any news, is there? I mean, there's a new Chaos Warrior came out in Warhammer Day in Warhammer shops, and whenever that's up, if anyone wants it. It is AOS, but man, it looks like a 40k. Looks like a old world mini if you put him on a square base. But
I'm getting so much Age of Sigmar Chaos at the moment. They're so good. Just the sculpts.
Okay. So, sorry, man. He just, they just put up the faction breakdown into the live stream Discord chat if anyone wants to see it for Spring Fling, which I'm assuming, I don't know if they filled the last place, but it's basically, I'd assume it's going to be 40 players all up, which is crazy. Hey, like that's more than
they do a good event.
Yeah, like, and it's just this little 1-day. Again, I can't say more positive stuff about it. It's just, it's the best venue, the best terrain, the best people. I mean, it's an hour and a half away, which isn't great for me, but it's better than most things. Like it's actually quite easy to get through, and that's still only an hour and a half away. So, yeah, I did fill up. Awesome. Okay, cool. Anyway, well, do you want to get into hobby?
Yes. Do you want to go first?
No, I've been talking. Mine's pretty short.
Couple of funny things. All right, so yeah, as people have probably known, I've been collecting chaos. So I've been buying a bunch of things. I managed to pick up another
cool.
Start collecting.
So are they the newer AOS knights? They're not the Varangard dudes, or are they?
No.
Which ones are in that thing?
So I've got standard Chaos Knights I'm going to use as Chaos Knights, and I got the new ones I'm going to use as Chosen.
Gotcha.
I was thinking about doing the other way and then throwing these as standard, and then the
Baron. But they're too big, are they? Yeah, and
apparently they fit on there, but I've seen people when it's like they fit on and it's like this giant model just hanging off the top, and I'm like, nah.
But sorry, so that box. So you probably talked about this last week, and I have not caught up with it. That box you just brought up.
Yep.
What Chaos Knights are in that one?
The new ones.
Oh, okay, but they're going to be your Chosen. You're using the older.
So I've got 10 Chosen, 10
Yeah.
normal Knights, and then it's got 10.
And what
Chaos
warriors are those? Like, which ones are they? Are they just AOS warriors?
Yeah.
Okay. You bought a bunch of the old school warrior ones as well from Old World, or whatever you?
Yeah, I've still got some from Todd as well.
Okay.
But I might just
they mix together okay or not? Like, not really too static versus.
Yeah. You look at them and they're so different. Yeah, you can't really. But anyway, and then the other thing I was doing. Excuse this. This is probably going to look horrendous. Hopefully this is dry, but I was putting together my Cracker, I don't know, whatever it's called. And I had no shit.
What is that? What is that though?
It's the Chaos guy. Like the Chaos
Lord. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like it's in a demonic mount or something. What were you going to use him
for?
Well, okay.
I was thinking about using him as people are probably going to laugh, but possibly as the Manticore. Okay. I was going to try and find some wings. Yeah. He's a little bit small, but to put him together, I had to use a frigging glove because this guy is spiky as shit.
Oh, wow. Did you cut
yourself? I was cutting my hand up. Like literally, I had blood. So just
the things we do for the hobby.
That's it. But yeah, I did that, and I've done a bunch of bases for Skaven that I'm going to rebase because I don't know. I think Skaven are in a decent spot at the moment. Call me crazy, but the problem is I got
when you guys were talking about this. Who was it? This on the 2+, our 2+ chat, wasn't it? The New South Wales chat we've got.
Yeah, the podcast
Alex
chat.
Yeah. I was thinking, I mean, I've got too many army projects as I am, but I feel like, we all need to pick, like what you're doing with Seaguard, which I haven't watched your videos, so we can play. I need to pick one of these armies of infamy that are just downtrodden and do the same thing. So maybe either trolls or Minotaur hordes, and you do like... you do Seaguard or big Skaven and just see what we can do.
Yeah. Well, I still want to bring Seaguard to a GT. Or at least like an old hammer, just something big. But yeah, like you said, I just think Skaven have just been written off, and then like now it just seems if you actually add the rules into it, the new rules, they're actually not in a bad spot, I don't think. Especially with Renegades, at least.
Yeah, well, you got the Renegades as well, and then obviously pre-changes to Renegades if they haven't bumped or knocked down any bound spell casting. Sometimes it's a good thing, but then obviously their spells might be too hard because there's pluses and minuses, I guess, with those legacy ones. But Skaven are fine. People just aren't committed. Yeah. What's this? Hang on, I'm catching up on Matt. What did Mark say? Also come as paint along. Yeah, I do need to bring. I need to start doing that. Andrew's.
We got a challenge coming up.
Yeah, Andrew's video is awesome. More of that kind of thing, please. And also Gamers Paintline. Yeah, So Andrew and I, before I went away, Andrew and I were talking about how we can schedule in at least some weekly video stuff to at least make more videos. We've got to get it back. We're just busy. Last year we were doing nothing, and now we're both busy. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get some more videos out. We'll get that happening now that I'm back and all that stuff's out of the way, which would be good.
Yep. Your hobby,
cool. Yeah, well, so obviously I haven't done anything. So I'll talk about just quickly with Spring Fling. So that's next Saturday, and I flew back from Montana to LA last Thursday, which was Friday here, and it was like Thursday night. I was lying in bed, I was buggered. It was like 8 at night or 9 at night or something. And because when you're in Yellowstone, they're really long days because you got to be up at like before dawn. You want to get in there at like daylight. And so like you have 4 or 5 days of that. I was just buggered. Get back to LA, and then I was lying in bed. It was like 9 or whatever, and then I see this. The chat group saying, remember listed you on Friday. And I'm like, hang on. Fuck, are they due while I'm here? And I'm like, fuck, isn't it already Friday? Like, I'm like, if I go to sleep and I wake up, I'm going to miss the deadline. And I was like, fuck, I totally forgot about that. And then I was like, and I knew I was probably going to take Beastman, but I was thinking of playing around and taking a different list and like taking a little bit more infantry, but I'm like, I don't want to get back and paint anything else. So I just, but I was starting to paint Crawlmore, his name is, that the level 4 character dude that has the evolved avatar guy. So I put him in the list. So to put him in, I had to fiddle around with some stuff, take some stuff out and all that. So I've lost a chariot and things like that. So it's not really an optimized list, probably even for the tournament, because I only got like 2 core units that can even do any of the scoring stuff. But I figure, if I had a little bit more, if I was actually a bit more prepared and one of the options, and Mark is a big promoter of this. And I saw him talking to someone else about it with the Beastmen is, fuck the scenario, just kill everything on the other side of the board, which I thought was it's actually quite probably doable. The problem is I to really go hard on that, I would have had to do a little bit more painting. And
it's so true, but Beastmen don't care about anything.
Yeah. So I really like that. But I did not have time to even min-max that list at all. So I was just like, we'll give him a go. He doesn't have a lot of extra support in terms of other leadership debuffs in the army, but I'll see what he does. Plus, at that point, I did think to myself, I don't want to be painting heaps of Beastmen right now if I'm going to try to get through this Cathay stuff. So I'll give that a go next week with the Beastmen again. And I will keep adding to them and doing stuff, but I do want to get a stab at Cathay. And then when I got home, these dudes were here as well. So I put them together today, the dragon and what's the name, Miao Ying. And I'll tell you, like, I've not put together the Terracotta Sentinel yet, which everyone wants me to live stream that. If that is worse than this one, I'm fucking worried, because these were a pain in the ass as well. And I don't know if anyone's been saying that on the YouTube since they came out, because they only just came out the other week. But man, certainly there was some things there where I was like, man, my plastic was melted when I'm trying to move it around. I'm like, where does this go? Like, and I'm like, this is probably not even that bad versus what everyone talks about with the Sentinel. I'm like, oh, God.
Some of the instructions, man, like you're looking at it, you're like, you got this piece and you're like, how does this go? Like, so I got them together fine. I mean, I wouldn't say they were like a 9 out of 10 difficult level, but compared to some of the other ones that they used to, I thought there was definitely some stuff where I was like, where the fuck does this thing go? Yeah. And you sort of just glue it in and just wait till it. So you just keep going and going. So then go back and move 6 instructions back, because you realize it wasn't 100% in it. So but luckily it sort of melts together and it's okay. But so I got them done, and the you can see in the background one of my lanterns is almost ready to start zenitholing. I was just doing some stuff on the base, and then so I'm going to start getting the airbrush out tomorrow and start that process, I guess. I'm sort of doing the... What do you use for your...
Zenithal or... different ones, but I've been using Pro Acryl, I think, for the white most of the time.
Yeah, okay.
Because I need to buy another one. It's nearly empty, I think.
That AK that I've been using... I think it's
Pro... Hang on.
Terrible. The same with that Vallejo, the white airbrush primer.
Yeah, Pro Acryl, old titanium white.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Can you get that at and then other people saying like white ink as well goes.
Yeah, I've got white ink too, but I haven't used that yet. But I might have to play around with that, because that's more for like the airbrush. Yeah, like it's the
airbrush.
You don't even really need to this goes straight through an airbrush too, but I put a little bit of the thinner flow improver anyway. But that's generally what I would use. I mean, it depends, because I use, like with my Beastman, I have a brown undercoat, and I'll probably do that with Cathay a bit. I don't actually use this white. I use like a
tan or something.
Yeah, it's almost like a tan. It's actually not a good airbrush. I mean, it works. I just have to dilute it down, thin it. But I use that a bit more. So it just depends what I'm doing. If it's black like this, I'll go with Zenithal with white. I mean, it depends. The dragon, the dragon's going to be mostly a dark purple, so I don't even know if I will. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it.
Sorry, Jay. I should have brought it up. Jay's got a pile of shame. That's a big pile.
Where is it?
It's in the Discord server. It's got 12 boxes, and then
God. Yeah.
Some of them are like big army boxes.
Yeah.
It's good pile.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like this Cathay project even is like, I wouldn't even say I'm excited about it either. It's just because it's the first new fully plastic whole world armies. The only reason I bought it. Like I've already got, I still haven't got through my troll horde. Got heaps of Beastmen to do. Still got heaps of.
Have you got that connection to Cathay, but like, did you really want to do it? Like, it's just
never played Total War. So I bought Total War, never played it really. So It's there's no like I think I'll like it, and I do like the balloon. I think I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah,
I like, and everyone will probably understand this. Like, you know, when you're like, and right where just that picture's a good example. It looks like shit at the moment, half stuff not even together, and it's going to be like that for a while, and I'll be like frustrated. And the Beastmen were a bit like that. But once you get that first unit done and you've settled on some stuff in the basing, and it starts, and maybe the 1 or 2 units in, and then you go, and then everything, if you need to do another unit or another balloon, you go, yeah, it's cool because I know how it's going to look when it's finished. But until you can even get that first unit out, you're stuck in this weird limbo of hopefully it'll work, and you just, I've painted a good number of armies now. I know it will look good when it's done, but I don't even know what scheme I'm doing yet. And that's why I'm leaning towards doing the balloons first, even the cannons and the even Miao Ying, because I'll get my chops around doing the basing and some of the color schemes, but the units, I don't even know when I'll fully go through the units until I 100% know what I want to color them in, so which might take a few weeks just to decide. So
good.
I think I'll enjoy the blues. What was that?
Oh, sorry, my printer's having a spaz.
Then Mark said, I need you to get every army gummer, so I don't have to bring anything when I. That's right, exactly, 100%, and vice versa. When I visit, have you got every army? So, well, it's getting that way. Between me and Andrew, we're getting close to, because now you've got chaos happening, because we just haven't had chaos. Eh?
When we open the studio, we'll have every army.
Yeah. That's partly why I bought Cathay too, just to a whole new army and start doing it. And but the Beastmen are cool. I do want to do more Beastmen, like variety, so I need to get back into them. But it's annoying to have this Cathay project sitting there, and you're like, it's so much to do. So, but once that's done, I like having a number of armies where they're sort of all done, but you can just start adding to them. Like my Tomb Kings are like that. Like, with that, when that new book comes out, if they've got the new characters and stuff, say for some reason now you can take normal horse skeleton dudes. It won't be hard just to throw a unit of them in. You know what I mean? You just smash them out, a few characters, and then your army's changed a bit. So it's good when it gets to that level. Sort of like what your high elves and all that were at as well. So
I've almost got too many now. Like it's ridiculous. I've got so many sword masters. I'd have 50 something sword masters, all painted in white. I've never even taken them. Anyway.
Jay said, do unopened boxes count as not real? I don't know. If they do, then I've got a wood elf army as well. And and what about printed? Do printed armies count as armies?
Sure.
Like the dwarf. I've got my dwarf ones all printed in.
Dwarves.
They're all printed, based, magnetized, and sitting in a tote box, under the bed. Like they're all ready to go. Just no paint on them. It should be good. These will be good. It'd be a fun project to get going. Just got to bloody get into it.
Michael said they count as good intentions.
That's right.
Definitely.
I got to get back to my this is what I want to do with this jade. So my jade, I want to do a Jade Fleet one, I think, initially, only to get, and it sounds like I'm trying to game the system, but it's also to not paint as many figures. So it's like Miao Ying, some balloons. Obviously, you need some infantry and stuff, and then some outriders, because I've got a bunch of them that I started with my empire. So I was going to try put that together as a bit of a initial army, because it's actually not a lot. They're big figures though, that's no problem. But if you can airbrush and get through them quick, then maybe it's not too bad to get on the table. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Cool. I don't know. I don't really have much else. It might be a shorter episode today because it's.
Were you going to go through your list as such, or were you to
far out? Where did I even put it?
I remember you mentioned before you were going to maybe go through.
Where did I put it? Which one did I do it in? Sorry, I did it in one of the old world builds. I can find my email to.
So my printer's running out of filament. I just got to pause it.
Sorry, the list came out too. I could just go grab the list off. Oh, man, this chat's too busy. Sorry, I should have prepared. Where's our world builder? Which one did I do it in? Must have done in this one. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was pretty much the same, and it won't be that. Oh, far out. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I think this is it. Yeah, it is. It is. So it's basically the same list that I'm playing, just with, as I said, Crawlmore in it. So basically, a Doom Ball with the Chalice of Dark Rain. Had to drop to heavy chaos armor and then the slug skin with great weapon. So it's lost. Yeah, it's the thing. Like, you know, I didn't like that was the plan, Andrew. We talked about like move away from him maybe and put in the what's he called, the
Shagger?
Doom Ball. Yeah, well that too, but also the Bestigor guy. What's I can't remember what they're called now. The just the Beastman version of the Beast Lord or something like that. You know, just something different rather than the Doom Ball.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to pay anything else for the next week. That's not this stuff. So I've just left him in there. He's slightly lower as well. So therefore, if he doesn't get like he's more of a I think he'll get into like this has more objectives. So I think he'll get into combat a bit more. And then Crawlmore is going to be my main wizard. I just want to try out this Grizzly Totem, and you know, there is a couple of leadership debuffs in this because of the Herd Stone, so it might work, might not. Who knows? He's also got a 4-up ward stuff, so he's pretty durable, which is good. And he can Viletide obviously as well. And then the Bray Shaman Hugtree Fetish with Viletide, just another level 1 to run around. I do have the Tuskor Chariot and the 2 Wargore herds, Razorgore herds, 25 Gore herds just with the Beast banner. So yeah, basically playing them as a block with the Doom Ball, and then 16 Ungor herd short bows for objective stuff as well. So really I only got the 2. That's the thing. There's not like a lot in this list because that's all I've got painted. And then you get
oh, sorry. No, you finish.
2 blocks of the 4 Dragon Ogres, which I love, and the Herdstone. And then I still got the giant. I know Mark's going to yell at me, but I still have the Giant Spawn of Chaos because I can't be bothered painting another Dragon Ogre. Well, I can't get one. And then I have to print another one if I wanted to convert one of my other dudes to a Shaggoth.
Yeah.
And I just don't. Last week I don't have the patience for that, so I got that. I'm just putting the same list in, and I've been playing it, so it's probably gonna. Yeah. I actually feel like the Spawn's pretty cool to hang around near the baggage train as well. Like, you want to send someone to kill my baggage train, I got a fucking Spawn hanging around.
Get through the Spawn.
You know, like, because that's why I thought I might use him for that one day at this, and then eventually I'll retire him and try the Shaggoth when I've been trying to buy more Dragon Ogres, but they're always out of stock. So unless people have some spare ones, because I don't want to drop the Dragon Ogres to 3. I think the 4 is actually really good. It makes them really defensible. Like, even if you kill 1 now, they're still useful. Whereas I think 3, you kill 1, that become a little bit. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. That 4 is so hard to get through. I've been scheming. I'm just like, how do I get through 4?
I think Mark had a list. If I'm wrong, but I think Mark had a list with. He did fit the Shaggoth and 3 lots of 4 Dragon Ogres. You know, one of them I can't remember, but again, I'd have to paint more to do a similar list. But correct me if I'm wrong, Mark. I think you sent me one like that, which looked cool. But I'd definitely try that if I could do it. That'd be fun. You basically would hardly have any characters, but if you're just going to kill people, who cares? That's where you drop the Doom Ball, you know, and then you start just going with some level 1s and then just smash people. Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, did anyone grudge you?
Oh, yeah, I'm just playing Alex. Yep. He's got his vamps.
Which Alex?
2+.
Oh, Brown? Yep, sweet.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, so that will be fun.
Yep. Gold.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm just going down for the lulz, and like there's some advantage to just playing almost the same list because you just can, you know, you know what it does, you know what it doesn't do, and have fun with it. So, yes, John, I played Paddy last event. So,
yep. Was that a matchup as well? That was, wasn't it? I think.
That was just a straight.
Or did you just happened? Oh no, I think you just did. You just.
I don't think we grudged. I think we just drew each other.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, no, should be good. But yeah, I'll have to do a little bit of scheming with it in terms of what I've got versus the list that are there, because I did not. Yeah, there was not really any shooting on this list at the time. I for some reason I thought I had came back and could do it. I must have had the week off. I thought I had this week to put the list in, and then it's lucky I even saw the chat, because I would have just gone to sleep and then woken up and missed the deadline, which I guess probably still would have got it in, but yeah, all good. I think it was like an 11-9 or 11-10 or some weird close one. Yeah. It's that rep there. he had probably I thought I had it initially, and then I didn't do any damage, my poison block and all that crap. And then he almost was getting through me, and my asthma, one of my necrosphinxes just couldn't move. He just was fucking in the middle of the board trying to get to his wizard block and stuff. And then eventually, I think it was a dispel or something, I got rid of his column. And what ended up happening, the two necrosphinxes ended up winning the game for me, basically. And then in the last turn, my flying necro flew into the building and got the objective. So it swung really big at the end. Yeah. So it was good.
They get real tactical, Alex and Paddy. I reckon, like Alex.
They're way more better than me.
Scheming up some
tactics. Yeah. I just have to rely on hopefully see what these dragon ogres can do. But the vamps are a tough one to beat.
No, they will be. Yeah,
that's okay. All fun. You never know. Might roll. He might be able to get a devolve through, or whatever the spell is, and kill a few things. You never know. With its bound spell. So as long as Crawlmaw's alive, you can't kill it. So like Mark just said, his placement's key. But yeah, depending on where you think he's going to set up, it'd be interesting to be able to get in a spot where you just could sit there in the back and just shoot his ball. I can't remember what he's got, but shoot his things with trying to make him fail leadership.
Mortis engine, would be a juicy target, wouldn't it?
The problem is, he'd have BSB too, though, doesn't he? That's the problem with these undead. Is so hard to fucking kill with those things, I think. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll see. I need to look at the rules and understand exactly what it does. But yeah, the thing is, and the Dragonos can kill ethereal. They've got fucking ensorced weapons. Just their big unit, they might not be able to get through to get to where they need to get to, to kill that stuff. So it'd just be interesting.
Yeah, it's just being able to target them. Like they always stick in between units and
light
them, and they can be hard. Yeah.
But, cool. Anyway, I think that's our episode tonight. You got anything else, or
it never happens? Nah. It's I think we could definitely leave it as a sub 2 hour. One, I don't even know when we've done another sub 2 hour. Like it's
been a while. You guys had some long ones with and you had the World Fanatics as well, didn't you? You got that?
Yeah.
I haven't actually watched that one yet, so I still have my Mordheim band there, not half painted, like a 16th painted. I need to finish. Now that you got this printer, what are you printing at the moment? Just bases over there?
Some bases for the big, giant, angry, ratty boys.
Okay.
A-bombs.
Yeah.
Any pictures of elk or bears? Jay wants to see some elk or bear pictures.
Oh, if they're okay with me, actually, I'll just open up my photo library and hopefully there's nothing bad in there. Hang on.
I love always seeing the tourists, like the dumb tourists, like going up and like to the buffalo, and then the buffalo charge at them, and they're like, "Yeah," you're just like, "What do you expect?" Tourists.
Yeah, man. Like in terms of Yellowstone, I mean, I was floored with. We had the best first day. That's my daughter, my youngest daughter. She's the one who wanted to go. She's right into all this stuff, so that's why we did it. But we saw in just 3 hours because basically my wife can't sleep. She's probably like you, Andrew. I think we've talked about like you struggle. Like she's always on different stuff, and we buy. Now I'm getting hopefully won't get myself in trouble here, but we buy gummies in Australia here and get them shipped over, and she uses them to sleep because you can't have them here. But we obviously didn't want to fly with them, so we went, oh, that's cool. I'll just buy them over there, right? So we get over there, and this dispensary was in LA, but it was shut. Like, was shut for renovations, and they're everywhere, but they're a little bit further away. And anyway, I ended up just getting some crappy ones from like a smoke shop, which are basically fake. They just don't work, right? Anyway, and so like we
don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, we get into Yellowstone, and my wife hadn't slept for like 2-something days, and anyway, so I was like, just don't, like, that's cool. But like I said, I'll just take the kids for half the day, and then like, because also when you go to Yellowstone, it's big. So I was like, oh crap. So if you don't come, I don't know if I can come back and get you. You might have to stay at the hotel all day, because I'm like, I don't like, I might be heaps busy. But then we changed the schedule thing. I was like, okay, well, we'll go into West Yellowstone, down to Old Faithful, and then we should be able to come back by lunch. We got back by 1 or something, so she only missed half the day. But the good thing is we found a dispensary and then solved that whole problem. But anyway, that's a different thing. So she slept fine after that. But that morning, it was like we drove in and we saw like bison. We saw all, awesome, like one of the guys is going, not the Old Faithful one, but one of these other ones that only goes off like 4 times a day. It went off when we were there. Saw all this cool stuff, obviously heaps of other wildlife. And then going out of it to go pick Kate up, saw a grizzly bear, which is very rare. Like it was pretty far away, but it was like, my daughter spotted it, went, oh, and then 3 other cars pulled over, and we're like, yep, that is. It's like, all in 3 hours or whatever. I was like, wow. No other day had that much in that amount of short time, which is pretty cool. But yeah, like we saw, I don't know, just the friggin' scenery it's just like another world where you can see something that looks like that, and then drive 2 minutes down the road and suddenly you're on. It's like, where the fuck did the mountain go? It's weird. It's like you got mountains and then you drive around a corner and then you're not near a mountain. Like it's really weird. Like you're in a plane, and then there was this one bison, and it walked all past us. Like it was just one of these ones where it just walks down the road right past you. So that was cool. Yeah. But then you turn the corner and you can see some of these little hot springs here. You turn the corner and there's just hundreds of these bison, and then more of these guys. It's just like, where the fuck are we? It's just a different world then. Like you realize you're in this weird, and the colors of these things, like you get these blues and these reds and these.
You didn't go swimming in there like some people.
No, it didn't smell as bad as I thought. Everyone says it smells, but it didn't really. It's just weird to see these hot, volcanic active stuff just going off. This geyser went off while we were there. Sounds like a freight, it sounds like the ocean. It was just awesome. And then, I mean, look at the colors, like the prismatic springs here. It's you're trying to capture on the camera. It's really hard, but it's just like, wow. Pretty good. And then obviously we did a tour guide day and saw wolves and all this other stuff, later on. But definitely worth going if you're into that sort of stuff. And West Yellowstone we stayed there 2 nights. It's so cute. It's like this little Western, like the main street just looks like a Western, sort of type thing. But it's a touristy, but it's cool. I liked it. But,
did you give any gummies to the bison?
Yeah. Nah. I want to give one to my dog. It'd be funny, but yeah.
Did you end up going to New Mexico as well? Did you go that far over?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I've been down there once, but not on this trip. So yeah. Just for the desert stuff, you mean, or for?
Yeah, that and like some of the more historic sites, like the OK Corral. Some of the. I like some of the Western sites, like coming from Phoenix. Like there's heaps of stuff around there, and
I'll probably do that one because we want to go to Grand Canyon at some stage as well. So always seem to miss that whenever I go that way. So I have to do that at some point and then do a tour down that side. So
it's
I'll definitely, probably definitely go back there. Maybe try it. Like my daughter wants to try it in winter one day, but you wouldn't see as much. But it'd just be amazing to see the different scenery in a different like it. Yeah, the one thing about America that's just interesting and cool is, and I'm sure Europe's a bit like this potentially, is so much variety in the scenery, especially when you fly over. You know what I mean? It's got everything. But and I was saying this to one of the guys I was sitting in next to the pub one night. I was like, because he was talking about Australia. I was like, wants to go there, and I'm like, yeah. So the biggest difference here, like the country's like Australia's just as big, if not bigger than the US, but there's fucking nothing there. Like so. I can be in Yellowstone and everyone says, yeah, it's really big and it's really hard. Like it takes ages to get around, and it does. But reality is when I get around and I'm 40, 60-minute drive, I'm in a fairly populated area. Like it can still be small, but it's got shops. And whereas in Australia, you might drive for a day and there could be a service station. That's about it. You know what I mean? Like if you get out west, I mean, geez.
Yeah.
You can't, there's nothing out there. So it's just different. Whereas here in America, you can go to these weird spots, but then be like an hour and a half to a major city with an airport and get out of there. You know, like, so it's kind of weird, which is really cool because you can see a lot of variety in a really short period of time. So
I found those heaps of little towns everywhere in the US, like just randomly nowhere. There's just, you drive along, there's just this town and you're just like, there just doesn't seem to be anything there. I'm like, where's this town come from? Like,
and the other thing was we stayed in. So we are hit 2 hours now because I'm crapping on. But we stayed in a place called Gardner, which is the north entrance to Yellowstone. And I thought from reading all the reviews, everyone says, yeah, that's a good place to stay too, and it is. But man, it's so much smaller. And on top of that, it's got like 2 roads, and the rest of the roads are just like, you know how in Australia we have like unsealed roads and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but these weren't even unsealed. They were like just rocks, and it's almost like just they built houses with gaps between them, and that was the road. Like it's really weird. It's like, is this a fucking road? What the hell is this? It's like, and it's like, so there's no guttering, there's nothing. It was just like, and when it rained one afternoon, it's just like stuff's going everywhere because it's just dirt and rocks, and our hotel room was on one of them. So like you're driving just up this back. Like, this rocky
back alley.
Back alley thing. It was just really weird. I was like, I thought it'd be a bit more civilized than this, but it wasn't. But it's fine. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, sounds like you need to re-roll on the terrain table. Yeah, a little bit. They've placed the building in the wrong spot with no road. It's Warhammer style. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, boy.
Cool. Anyway, that's enough of me traipsing around for a little bit, hopefully. Who knows? I want to get over to the UK. That's the plan next year, but we'll see. But
stay at Mark's house.
I'd love to do a bit of a tour around there with the. But if my wife comes, I can't do like a whole week of Warhammer. That would probably be pushing it. But.
I'd be lucky to get a day.
Anyway. Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks for watching episode 110 of Old World Fanatics. Hopefully you enjoy the chat for terrain. If you're still on or watching, please like, subscribe, add some comments to help the YouTube algorithm, as everyone has to do. Thanks for all the chats on here, all the patrons who've still got here. Jay's still here, Mike's still here, Mark's still on. John's still there, I think. So big thanks, guys. If you want to join them, jump over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. And you can join us over in our channels there as well. So, next week, I guess, I don't know, maybe we will try to do a little bit of a spring fling preview. Maybe we might. I don't know, next week. We could. You or me could go through some stuff. I know the other guys might do a bit of a precursor too. I don't know. We'll have to do a bit of coordination. On some of the other list stuff. But other than that, I'll be playing then. And then I guess the week after. When's Josh back? Is he back? We don't even know. Anyway, Josh is in Malaysia for those probably missed that at the beginning of the show. So he's traipsing around doing the family trips and stuff, like he does once a year or whatever. So, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, Slow Growth. Sorry, from Mark.
Oh, yes. What date is it?
Yes.
16th, halfway through. Is that still units, isn't it? Let me just check that. The old World Fanatics logo chat, the Cathaints logo is halfway through the month. I always forget what it is. War Machines, Heavy and Light Chariots. Sorry, that's September. Yep. So there is picks coming up on the work in progress picks. People are still getting through. I need to start putting my Cathay ones up now that I'm actually getting into it. So we'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, big thanks for that, for those guys running that, Mark and Perfity over there. So, yeah. I don't know if there's much else. I think that's pretty much it for the episode. So big thanks. Thanks, Andrew, for jumping on. And thanks, everyone, for putting up with my travels and my sleepiness. Hopefully next week we'll be all back on deck. I don't know if Josh is back. I can't remember. But if not, we will cover it. You're good.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Everyone, have a good day, good night, all that sort of stuff. And we'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.